it's been a couple weeks since I've been around and alive. So thank you for dropping in. I hope that you will hang out with me and chit chat, and we'll do some diamond painting and talk about events and talk about life and all that good stuff. I had a lot going on. We'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah, we'll just talk about that in a couple minutes. First of all, I'll just tell you what I'm working on. Again, I'm working on my Big Bold Beautiful diamond painting. This is Diana by Josephine Wall from Diamond Painting Deutschland. It is, I think it's 120 by 80 centimeters, I believe. Don't quote me on that. You can go to the site and look it up if you want to. They quit shipping to the U.S. for a hot minute, but they're back to shipping to the U.S. So I highly recommend Diamond Painting Deutschland. I don't have any affiliation with them whatsoever, but I do really, really like their products. I have 3 of their large diamond paintings. They are double-sided adhesive, but I love them just the same. Doesn't bother me one bit that they're double-sided adhesive because I can still move the drills around on it, you know, like normal. Now, okay, here's something for you. Tell me, does this ever happen to you guys? Has this ever happened to anybody? Do you ever sit down to diamond paint and you just kind of miss the mark when you're placing your drills? I mean, like, you're just kind of off. Like, I keep placing these drills and then I keep having to adjust them because I'm missing the symbols. I don't know if it's my vision. Well, I don't have my glasses on. That could be part of it. Or my angle or what it is. But I'm having a hard time getting the drills lined up in the right spot. Does anybody else ever have that problem? Where you're just like a little bit cattywampus and they're just going in the wrong places? I'm having that problem today. I'll probably look at this section afterwards and think, what the hell, was I drunk when I did that? No, I wasn't. In fact, I just poured my first bottle of wine, poured my first bottle of wine. Woo, maybe I have had too much. I just poured my first glass of wine. That's what I want to say. So, hi to everybody who's here. Hi, Lisa and Jody. Hi, Joe. Joe, I didn't know you were so close to where we were at the retreat. That's very interesting. You should go to that retreat. It would be fun. Judy, hello. Hi, Jennifer and Becca. Anonymous, how are you? Hi, Bethany, how are you? Jody says, just got an email that TSC is now offering poured glue. You can choose mounted adhesive if you still want it. Interesting. Okay, there's a great debate about mounted adhesive in TSA. Maybe it's not so great. Maybe it's a debate in my own head. No, there is a debate about mounted adhesive in TSA. And I have mixed feelings about it because I like the stickiness of mounted adhesive when you first go to use it. But what I have found, because as you guys know, I'm someone who has multiple whips and I have them going because I have so many whips and I do work on so many different projects at the same time. I can have a diamond painting going for a very long time and work on it just a little bit at a time here and there. Like with this particular one, I started this last year in September and I'm just now getting to the end of it. Because I didn't work on it, you know, exclusively. I worked on so many other diamond paintings in between. But what I have found is if you pull up a section and place some drills in that section, see, like let's say this section right here, if this was the mounted film adhesive and I just took the cover sheet and laid it back down over and left it for a while, if it's left not like stuck to the glue, you know what I mean? If it's bumped up because you have some drills placed, it loses its stickiness. And maybe that's not universal. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm leaving them too long. But I have found that sometimes that mounted film adhesive loses its stickiness if it has been left kind of exposed to air for too long. I don't know. So that's interesting that they're now offering poured glue. I'm going to have to check that out because, like, they do have some art. Well, one particular artist that I really like from Treasure Studios art, I really like Lizzie Falcon. However, I think I pretty much have everything that I want from her. I already have. So, you know, whatever. Now, my TSAs that I've completed, once they're finished, I haven't had any problems losing drills or anything like that, like where um, the adhesive like loses its stick underneath the drills. I haven't had a problem with that whatsoever, but just with my areas that I've left exposed, yeah, I've had a little bit of problem. Yeah, Judy, yeah, my finished ones, I've never had any problems. Jennifer, you've done that, had the have the problem of you miss your spot, and then I'm over here adjusting them. Ay, ay, ay. So I have had, and oh, I didn't finish saying hi to everybody. Uh, Linda, hi, my Catherine, hi, Brandy. Um, so glad to have you guys all here with me. So I had hoped that Maddie would be able to come on with us tonight, but she had her engagement photos today. Her and Austin had engagement photos taken. They went all around Detroit to different locations and inside and outside and did their engagement photos. And by the time she was done with it all, I talked to her just a little bit ago because she was going to go live with me. She's like, Mom, I'm tired. That was like a job. I'm like, yeah, I can imagine. By the time you get all dressed up, well, she had multiple outfits, of course, because she's a woman, and she's a young, pretty woman. So she had multiple outfits to change into, and then they did multiple locations and multiple poses and all of that stuff. And she said they had to do a lot of fake laughing. So for the pictures. So it was a long day for her and she's tired, especially because we didn't get home. Well, let me tell you what happened. So I am a person who is very content never leaving my house. I think that my record of not leaving my house is 2 months. And I was fine with it. I would never leave if I didn't have to. Like, I'm not a social person. I don't care to go out. I'm very content to let Jeff do the grocery shopping. Um, I go out if there's school events, like if Nate has a band concert, or if I have a doctor's appointment. That's about the extent of my leaving the house. But I must be starting to feel better and more like myself because in the past 2 days, I have gone out of the house twice. I am whipped. It was a lot. So last night, Maddie and Nate dreamed up this grand adventure. It's spooky season, and here in Michigan, and I'm sure everywhere throughout the country, haunted houses and haunted forests and haunted hay rides and haunted train rides and, haunted everythings are a big thing. So Nate and Maddie decided that we needed to go to a haunted house or a haunted trail or something haunted. So they get online and they're searching for these haunted places and they come up with this place called the Scarefest Scream Park. All right. And it is a place that has, get this, and it was a really, really cool place. They had a haunted castle, a haunted maze, a haunted forest, and a haunted hayride. In addition to that, they had a beer tent with live music. They had bonfires all around, and they had a bunch of food trucks there that you could get, any kind of food you wanted, basically. And they also had a big movie screen projector and chairs set up to watch an outside movie. So it was really cool. So some of their attractions were family friendly, some of them were more scary. So you could go to all of them, or just one, or just a couple. So Maddie and Nate decided we need to go to the Scare Park Scream Fest. Fine. So I get the tickets, and I just didn't think it was a good idea with me, with my, surgery still being a little bit fresh, to be doing any scare type stuff. To be honest with you, I knew I'd pee my pants. So, and waiting in line, standing in line, I wasn't sure about all of that. So when we bought the tickets, I just bought enough tickets for Maddie, Nate, Jeff, and Austin to go. But I decided I was going to go along for the ride because where did they decide to go to this Scare Fest? In Port Huron, Michigan. And I don't know, a lot of you aren't familiar with Michigan, but that's why people in Michigan, I'll show you on that hand so it's the right way for you. I love living in Michigan because you can show people where you live on your hand. So we live right here. Maddie lives down here in Detroit. The Scarefest Cream Park is way over here in Port Huron. So we had to drive, for us, it was 2 hours each way to go to the Scarefest Scream Park. So Jeff is not so much of a great driver at night. And it's not that he's not a good driver at night, it's just that he doesn't care to drive at night. He can't see very, I mean, he has glasses, but he thinks he can't see very well. And he's not really a night owl. We're kind of polar opposites when it comes to being day people or night people. He's definitely a morning person. He'll get up real early and just rock out the radio and clean the house and whatever. And whereas I want to sleep till 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'll stay up all night and then sleep until 10, 11 o'clock in the morning. So, but in those respects were different. So I knew that he would have a hard time with the drive home, especially after doing all of those outside activities. So I went along for the ride so I could drive them home. And it was fun. We had a good time. We had a really good time. Oh, Carolyn, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ignore your question. I just got into story mode. No, you shouldn't have any problems. Like I said, I think my problem results mostly from the fact that I'll uncover and do a partial section and then cover it over and then not touch it again for a year. And I think that that's most normal people don't do that. I'm a little bit of a weirdo. The difference between, the way you can tell the difference between poured glue and mounted adhesive, let me see. Well, I can tell you, Treasure Studios Art is the only company out there, mainstream company that I'm aware of, that uses mounted film adhesive. Everybody else either uses poured glue or double-sided adhesive. And double-sided adhesive, you can tell the difference because it has the opaque cover on it, whereas poured glue has a clear cover. So, like, this is a cover for a double-sided adhesive canvas. It has this opaque cover. And poured glue has the clear. So mounted adhesive also has a clear cover, but again, I think that TSA is the only ones who use it. And now you're making me, now that we talked about that a little bit, I've got a little bit of a hankering to work on a Lizzie Falcon. Uh-oh, there's nobody in here. Is anybody in here who is one of my usual, what is the opposite of an enabler? I need a defense. I need somebody to play defense for me and tell me not to start another diamond painting. Because I have one in mind, a Lizzie Falcon, that I would really love to do, that I would love to work on. But I can't start another one. I just can't. I probably will, though, now that I'm thinking about it. I have zero willpower. It's a good thing, I'm overweight, but I'm overweight isn't everybody over, I'm not tremendously overweight, but I am overweight. So I do have a hard time saying no to food, with willpower as far as that goes. But thank goodness I never got into like drugs or drinking, because I have such horrible willpower that I'd be the meth head, I'd be the one all cracked out, because I wouldn't be, if I ever started it, I probably wouldn't be able to say no. I know that's probably not good to say, but I have horrible willpower. So my powers of willpower are very, very minimal. So I probably, as much as I sit here and say, no, Angie, don't start another diamond painting, I'll probably have a weak moment and do it. My problem right now is storage. If I had enough storage, I would start all the diamond paintings. But I've plumb run out of storage. But, ooh, I'm almost, okay, I've got it. Yes, Jody, you read my freaking mind. We are so alike, it's crazy. Okay, soon, I've only got these 2 sections to go after I finish this section. Soon as I finish this, I'll reward myself by starting with my Lizzie Falcon that I want to work on. Yes, exactly. Oh, and you're right, Jennifer. I do have November coming up. Joe, how many storages do I have? I couldn't even begin to count. Let me see if I'm just going to count what I'm looking at right now. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 25 of these. And then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 Harbor Freights. I've got 10 Craftmates Lockables and 7 Elizabeth Wards. And then I've got some that I've got kitted up in baggies that I'm using old knit crate boxes to hold the baggies. So, yeah, I've got a little bit of storage. But I've got a little bit of a starting problem. So, you know. Yes, 50 plus whips. Yep. Hi, Mindy. Saying hi while you make dinner. What you having? I have a mac and cheese. Did Sue's dinner make you hungry for mac and cheese? I'm hungry for mac and cheese since she was talking about it because that's something I can eat. I'm still on soft foods. I can gum a hamburger like from McDonald's, a soft cheeseburger. I can handle that now. And I'm finding it's really weird. I'm finding even though I am starting to wear, I can wear my top dentures a little bit, like I wore them all day today. It's still way more comfortable to eat without them in. So I'm still on soft foods because obviously you can't really crunch anything with no teeth. Tonight I had a Boost protein drink and a bowl of applesauce. So that was my delicious dinner tonight. Yum. But I did have a cider and donut today. I'll tell you about that, what we did today, in a minute. I did have a cider and donut today with my granddaughter. Yes, mac and cheese is craft dinner, Jody. Yes, I think it's so funny because Jody's in Canada and they call mac and cheese craft dinner. And didn't you say you put some kind of meat with it, Jody? Do you put hot dogs in with it or hamburger in with it? Something. I thought you said you put some kind of meat in with it. Spam. No, I'm kidding. I don't think you said spam. Yeah. Yeah, Joe, I have a feeling that I'm going to be one of those people that that doesn't get along. I'm just, you know, here's my problem. I'm home all the time, and I'm home alone all the time. So in my mind, I'm like, why should I put myself through the pain and the discomfort of wearing them when there's nobody here to see me? You know, I would much rather be comfortable when I'm sitting here all alone. There's no one looking at me. So what do I care if I've got them in or not? I think I'm probably going to be one of those people too. Unfortunately, I met a lady, well, I already knew her actually, but I ran into someone that I know that recently got dentures. She got hers about 3 months ago, and so she's a little bit further along in the healing process than I am. And she said that I don't know if she has yet, but if she has, it was a very long time before she would even let her husband see her without her dentures. That she wears them all the time, and she has since she got her tooth extraction. And I'm here to tell you, I give her mad kudos because that crap hurts. It is not for the faint of heart. Just think about getting all of your teeth pulled out and then slapping a couple pieces of plastic over top of it the very next, or right immediately slapping some plastic over the top. It is not enjoyable at all. So, but yeah, it's going okay. Like I said, I did wear them for most of the day today. The top ones, I still can't get the bottom ones in. They've got to fix that yet. I go back to the dentist on Tuesday. So hopefully I'll get some answers then, and they can help me out a little bit better again to get them adjusted correctly to where maybe I can wear them a little bit more comfortably. 157, that doesn't look like 157, does it? Oh yeah, I guess it does. That's weird. The color in the bag looked way different than the color that was in the container. But they were once I poured them in, they were the exact same color. Ha ha ha. Oh gosh. Mindy Dale wants hot dogs too. Well, yeah. Hot dogs and mac and cheese go together hand in hand. They go together like hot dogs and mac and cheese. uh, yes, Carolyn, I do leave my whips laying flat. I know some people do roll them and put them back in the box, but I prefer to leave mine laying flat. I'm lucky that we have a guest bedroom that I can lay them either on the bed or between the mattress and the box spring. Like if it's going to be something that I'm not going to work on for a while, so I don't have to flip through them all. Because I literally, Jody's not kidding, I literally have more than 50 works in progress, you know, that are at some point. I have some that are very close to being finished, and I have some that are very close to not being started. But they're all, you know, kitted up and at some stage of completion. And it's going to be so great to get this one finished. I've already got Jeff clearing out a spot on my wall where this one is going to hang. I've only got one spot on my wall that's actually big enough for this, because this is going to go in my craft room. I've got another one, another diamond painting Deutschland one that's a landscape that I want to put in my back family room. Jeff hasn't agreed to that yet because that's his living room technically. He hasn't totally agreed to it, but I think what's going to happen is when I finish that one, he's just going to come home one day and it's going to be hanging there, and he won't mess with it. He'll leave it there. Once it's there, he'll leave it there. Well, geez, I thought I needed a whole bunch more of those than I did. I probably missed some. Oh, yep, see, I see a couple right there I missed. I love this diamond painting. I love all the confetti, but it is hard. For a really long time, I wouldn't do a live and work on this because it was just so much confetti. But now that I'm over to this section here, there's a little bit more of not color blocking so much, but several drills of the same color in a section. So it's a little bit easier to work on while I talk to you guys than it has been. Mindy's not feeling hot dogs. Like bread and butter, right, Brenda? Yeah. Hi, Lori. Hi, Sue. How are you? We were talking about your mac and cheese. That made me hungry for mac and cheese. Oh, you got it all in force. Things I wanted to eat with my new teeth with celery, not steak. That was scary still to try. I bet, Carolyn. The boys Nate and Jeff had steak for dinner tonight, and I was super, super jealous. It smelled, Jeff cooked it on the grill. We had a gorgeous day today here in Michigan. We have had a very, very cold fall. Cold and rainy and just dreary. So today was beautiful. It was 74 degrees and sunny and just a gorgeous, one of those just absolutely gorgeous fall days. So Jeff made steaks on the grill, and it smelled steak and shrimp, and it smelled so good. Of course, he makes steak and shrimp on the grill even in the winter time, but it just smelled amazing because because it's been kind of rainy and crappy. He hasn't cooked out on the grill much, and it smelled amazing. And I was so jealous. I wanted to put it in the blender and blend it up and drink it, but I didn't. Jeff thinks it's too gross. He won't let me do that. He still won't let me do that. Grosses him out. But what's the difference? I mean, it'd taste the same, right? But I can't imagine wanting to try celery. Carolyn, you got me with the celery. You can have the celery. I'll stick to the steak. I'll take a steak any day. Uh, that one is awesome. Oh, my diamond painting. Thanks, Sue. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Yeah, Mindy. In fact, Jeff took Monday off because in anticipation of having such a nice weather weekend. So him and Nate after dinner tonight went out, and during your live, they were outside forging. Nate got a forge last year for his birthday, and so they forge. We have some railroad tracks near us, so the boys go out and find old railroad spikes on the railroad tracks, and then they forge knives out of them in their little forge that they have. So they were outside forging tonight until just a couple minutes ago. They just came in, and so that was good. It was nice that they got to be, because when it gets to be this time of year, where it's chilly, it's not comfortable to stand out there and do that. Even though the forge does put out a tremendous amount of heat, still, you get cold standing around out there after a while. Um, but yeah, so I should next time, you know what? I don't have anything in here right now, but next time I go live or next time I do a video, I will bring in some of the pieces that they've made because they've really done an excellent job. Now, they've made multiple knives, but they haven't ever yet. I don't know how many they've made, but they've made quite a few. But they have yet to finish the process. In other words, they have yet to wrap the handles. So you've got you know, you've got your knife, and then this would be like the bottom part of the knife. They have yet to do the wood wrap on the handles. So none of their knives are completely finished, but they look really good. They've done a really good job on them, and they have fun doing it, and it's something that they enjoy doing together. So does cost a little bit in propane to get that forge going, but they have fun doing it. It's a neat thing. I'm glad Nate had the idea. Yeah, so anyways, Mindy, Jeff decided to take Monday off since it was going to be so nice out on Monday. So he's got a 3-day weekend. And he's going to cook ribs on the grill on Sunday. Of course, Jeff makes famous ribs. We used to go to a annual rib cook-off party that some friends of ours would host, and Jeff has won the award for the best ribs more than once. He makes delicious ribs on the grill. They take him all day to do these barbecued ribs. But that's another thing that I won't be able to eat. That's okay. That's okay. I can smell them. They'll smell delicious. But they are pretty tender. When he makes his ribs, they are very fall off the bone tender. So maybe I'll be able to do some. We'll see. We'll see how it works out. So he's going to do that on Saturday or on Sunday, and then on Monday we have my leases coming due on my vehicle. I have a 2020 Chevy Equinox, and the lease is coming due on that. And Jeff needs a new truck. His truck kind of took a pooper over the summer, and he's in need of a new truck. So he took Monday off so he can go truck shopping. And that is an event that I don't want any part in. I don't want to be any part of that. So what we're gonna do so that we're not having 2 car payments is talking to. I'm on my live. Shut my door. Nate's being rude, you guys. I'm sorry. He's 14. He thought I was on the phone. I'm sorry about that. Because a lot of times I'll sit here and talk on my speakerphone while I'm diamond painting. So he thought I was just on the phone. But anyway, he's going to try to, we don't want to have 2 car payments at the same time. So he's going to see if we can turn my lease in early, and so that he can get a truck. So he wants to do that. He wants to get his truck before winter. So luckily we had an extra vehicle. We had my old vehicle that we hadn't done anything with, and that had been just sitting there for 2.5 years. And that puppy started right up, and he's been driving that back and forth to work for the last couple of months. but he definitely needs to get something new. And and so now I'm going to go back to driving the old vehicle, which I don't, like I said, I don't go anywhere. I don't really drive. So it doesn't make sense for me to make payments on a brand new vehicle that sits in my driveway. It just does not make sense. And since we have that old vehicle that runs perfectly fine, it's got some exhaust problems. It's a little bit loud. It's not the newest, but it runs and it gets the job done and it's free, right? It's paid for. Yay for that. Thumbs up for that. Man, I lost some serious, um, I didn't. You lost track of time watching my whip and chat, Jess? That's funny. 4 days off is too many, right, Mindy? Oh, Dale's taking 4? Jeez. Yeah, I know. Mindy's got to get ready for the adjustment, of Dale being home all the time. It's funny because I was talking to him about that. Was it today or last night? And I was mentioning that Dale was getting ready to retire. I think it was last night during our drive. And I said, poor Mindy, I don't know what she's going to do. I can't imagine having you home all the time. And he got hurt. His feelings were hurt when I said that. He's like, gosh, I guess maybe I'll just get like a seasonal campsite and I'll just hang out at the campsite all the time or something, since you don't want me around. His feelings were hurt when I said that. And I was like, oh no, I didn't mean it that way, honey. That's not how I meant it. I didn't mean it in a bad way. So I got in trouble. I got in trouble for that one. I spilled a drill here somewhere. There it is. There it is. Oh, see, I don't know, Jody. I don't know how you do that. Jody's kind of got kind of an awesome situation, but I don't know. I don't know. Her husband is gone for how long? Wasn't he gone 90 days? No, he was home 90 days last time. Is he home for a month, gone for a month? Is that his normal schedule, Jody? So he's gone away at sea for however long, and then he's home for a month. I don't know. I think I would get too set in my ways and used to being home alone than to have somebody all of a sudden be, in my space all the time. I don't know if I'd be able to do that. Don't quite know if I'd be able to hang with that. But imagine when he retires, Jody, and he's home all the time. Yeah. You're going to have to get that honey-do list going. So, because Jeff was talking, he thinks he's got 10 years left before he retires. So, I've got a long time to think about it. I've got and then I thought to myself, well, shoot, not only that, but in 10 years, Nate will be grown up and out of the house. So, I won't even have him as a, distraction. It's just going to be Jeff and I. How boring is that going to be? I don't know. Maybe he'll take up golf again. When I first met Jeff, when we first started dating, he was a very avid golfer. He golfed pretty much every day. I mean, not like he didn't go out on the course every day, but he'd at least go hit balls every day. And then when we bought this place with having the 5 acres, he was able to hit balls in the yard, and he loved that. And he golfed for many, many years, but I think it all started about the time we had Nate that he really kind of got out of golfing, and he hasn't been much of a golfer since we've had Nate. But maybe he'll pick that back up. I don't know. 28 on and off. Yeah, okay. Oh, Carolyn, cool. That's interesting. That's funny that you got the email right now. That's fun. That's funny. Jody, car shopping is fun. Ugh, yuck. Car shopping is... Okay, you've never been car shopping with Jeff. You've never been anything shopping with Jeff. I would pay someone handsomely to go shopping for anything with my husband. He is... And this is the reason why he does all of the grocery shopping. Because we cannot shop together. He is the most indecisive person I have ever met in my life. And I am the polar opposite. I make snap decisions, hasty decisions, and I do this in all aspects of my life. Um, Hence the reason why I have more than 50 diamond painting whips. And I don't know, if I counted my crochet whips, I would say I'm probably close to that. Yeah, I would say I'm probably close to that in my crochet whips as well. And I'm about to start another crochet project tonight, Mindy. I've got the yarn all picked out and everything. I came across another shawl pattern, and it uses a 5-weight yarn, but it's very drapey looking. And I just got some of this beautiful, beautiful. You know how much I love ombre yarn. It's the Kiron Ogo. Now I hate the Ogo, and that just means the shape of it. But hold on, I'll show it to you. It's really pretty. It'll just take me a second to meander my way over here to the corner of my craft room. Yes, it is necessary for me to make all those old lady noises. I watch too many of those commercials, those that progressive commercials where they tell you how to not be like your parents. So this is the yarn I'm going to use for the shawl, and it's going to take 2 of these. So the Ogo is just means the shape of it. But you can see here, let me take this band off because I'm going to be using this anyways, so you can see the color change. But isn't that beautiful? And it has like a very nice halo to it. It's very, very soft yarn, and it's going to be it's a very lacy shawl pattern that I found on Ravelry. Hi, Anita. How are you? Yeah, Carolyn, I am. No, I'm not teasing myself with the steaks and ribs. Jeff is teasing me. I swear he's trying to get back at me for something. As I eat my mashed potatoes and applesauce and shakes and Jello. Ugh. You know, it's weird. I was never a big applesauce fan. Like, never like gaga over it. But that's the one thing that I can't get enough of is applesauce. Since I've been going through this recovery, loving applesauce. It's just been my go-to. Oh, and tomato soup, or as Jody likes to call it, cracker stew. Because does everybody else do that with tomato soup? Do you crunch up saltine crackers and put them in your tomato soup? Or Ritz crackers? You know, I like saltines in mine. I was telling Jody that that's what I was having, and she told me, she said, "Oh, you're having cracker stew." So now that's what I call it. It does sound much more palatable than tomato soup. Cracker stew. Love it, love it, love it. I started 3 the other day. Mindy, I started 3 crochet whips, not 3 diamond painting whips. That would just be crazy to start 3 diamond paintings in one day. And then you're right, we do have November coming up. So Mindy and I got to get together. I texted her earlier, but she must be mad at me because she was ignoring me. No, I'm sure she was busy. It was late. She was probably getting ready for her live. About the details for November. There's of course going to be prizes to be won, and but we haven't ironed out the details as far as, and I'm sure it's going to be something that we do on our channels, that you'll win the prizes through Whippin' Chats, and then we'll probably do live at the end of the month for a grand prize. But as far as the what qualifies for it, we haven't quite ironed that out yet. So we'll get back with you on the details of that. But basically, we're just celebrating gnomes. So we're going to be doing gnome diamond paintings. It's going to be awesome. You responded? I responded, didn't I? Let me see. Let me see. Oh, wait, you did. Okay, so look at this. I sent this big, long text, and Mindy replied, yes, sure. Short and sweet. I missed it. So yes, so there is no size requirement or anything like that for our November event. It's going to be any gnome diamond painting. So even if you wanted to do like keychains or stickers, The only thing that we would ask is that an entry would count like one set of keychains or a set of stickers, not just one individual would be an entry. But I've got tons of gnome diamond paintings to show you that I've ordered from places in the recent past that I haven't unboxed yet. So there's still time. We got what? It's the 22nd. Yeah, you still probably, when you order from the budget-friendly companies, it usually takes about 10 days to 2 weeks to get your order. So you still got time if you wanted to place an order from a budget-friendly company, or like Sue was saying in Mindy's Live, they do have quite a few on Amazon. And maybe you'll even get lucky and win some, because I have a feeling that I'm going to have some as prizes, some gnome diamond paintings for my portion of the giveaway. And I've got some other cute stuff to set aside that I've been collecting over the year. Gnomes Ember was so much fun last year that I'm glad that we're doing it again this year, because those little guys are so cute. And I think what I'm going to work on this year for November, I think I'm actually going to do rather than doing multiple small gnome diamond paintings like I did last year, I think I am going to do a large gnome. And it's one that, I'll show it to you, because I didn't do an unboxing on it, because it's one that I got on clearance at Joann's. And Mindy and I were talking about this, and does anybody remember, hold on. Ugh. I don't remember, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember this ever coming out on DAC's website. I think it was a straight to Joann's one. But it's this adorable mushroom gnome. Isn't he just the cutest? And it just says "Find Joy" up there. I love gnomes. I love mushrooms. So it's got the mushrooms and the daisy and the butterfly and the bumblebee. Love this one. I think it's going to be super fun to work on. I wish it wasn't a square. It's a square. But I got this on clearance for 35 bucks at Joann's. So I was pretty happy with that. The only thing is, and Mindy and I think both agree on this, our favorite gnomes are the gnomes with no eyes. Love no-eyed gnomes. This guy has eyes, but he's cute. He's cute. So I'm making an exception for him. Do I have more gnomes than Mindy, Sue? No way. Mindy has me beat in the gnome department for sure. I think that it's funny because before Mindy and I really became good friends, which we are good friends, right, Mindy? We were both loved gnomes, and so we both were collecting gnomes, and we didn't even know each other like gnomes as much as we do. So I do have quite a few gnomes, but definitely not as many as Mindy. I don't think I have as many anything as Mindy. Maybe yarn. Maybe I might have more yarn than Mindy. Mine is bigger than yours. I felt like a little kid just then, comparing my toys. Yes, Carolyn, Mindy's gnome YouTube was awesome, wasn't it? Yeah, I thought it was exclusive to Joann's, that one. Yeah. Yes, Sue, the big hat gnome is very, very cute. Oh, the one you're doing has eyes too, Mindy? See, and both of us are more of a no-eyed gnome. We're no-eyed gnome lovers. Boy, say that 10 times fast when you don't have teeth. Oh my gosh, yesterday we were doing our crochet live, and like I said, when I'm home alone, because it's more comfortable for me, I tend to not wear my teeth. Plus, I find that my speech is actually a little bit better, believe it or not, without the teeth than with at this point, because I haven't quite gotten the hang of talking with them. But I do still have a lisp, obviously, as you can hear. And so I was talking in the live yesterday, And I wanted to say little suckers. Suckers with an S. 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 S is in Sam. Um, but you can just fill in the blank. And when I said little sucker, it came out sounding very, very different. Mindy's like, what? Did you just say that? No, honest, I didn't. I said little sucker. It's just difficult to enunciate well. Oh, Minette, it was on DAC. Yeah, Joe, maybe you could take. I like it when their hats cover up their eyes. Becca, you've never been part of an event yet? You're new to diamond painting and you love gnomes. Oh, awesome! I'm so excited that our gnome event's going to be your first event. You are going to fall in love with events. They are so much fun to just get together and see what everybody's doing, and work with other people on the same. It's not the same painting. You're working on the same type of painting. And it's just fun to encourage each other and see what everybody else is working on, especially if it's a subject area that you really like. So I'm so glad that you'll be joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the crazy world of diamond painting. We love it. We love it. It will consume your time and your wallet if you let it. You can keep it under control. There are those who keep it under control. I'm not one of those people. I don't have the willpower for that. Again, with the willpower, just don't have it. Oh, awesome, Catherine. You got your order for 2 gnome diamond paintings for the event. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, Mindy, you're right, Jody. Mindy did have her F-bomb moment yesterday, too. Yep, we were just bombing it up yesterday. It was those Thumbelina squares. They get Mindy's goat every time she has to work on one. I think she's going to be so happy when she gets all of her Thumbelina squares done. That's part of the crochet along that we're doing. One of the squares for the pillow is called the Thumbelina square, and it is intensely aggravating. It's just not a pleasant, it's just not a lot of fun to do. Not a lot of fun to do at all. I'll tell you what is a ton of fun that I'm having a blast with, and I am a little upset because I'm running out of yarn already in some of the colors because I only bought 1 skein of each, is that Espirito del Sol, that Hooked on Sunshine pattern that I started. I posted a couple pictures of it on Instagram and Facebook of where I'm at right now. It is just colorful as all get out, and it is so much fun to work on. Super, super good time to work on. But like I said, running out of yarn in some of the colors, so gotta wait till the next craft budget comes through before I can get the rest of the yarn. Which is okay because it's a crochet along and they're releasing the pattern in parts. And I am in the middle of part 3, and they just released part 4 yesterday. So I'm not too far behind, and I think that I should be able to finish up part 3 at least, so I stay not too far behind. Sue, no, you do not keep it under control at all. No. Sue had, I say that I don't have, okay, my willpower problem is, well, okay, put it this way. If I had the money, I would buy all the things. But I have quite a few things going on recently financially. I had my surgery, which I had to pay, quite a bit of out of pocket for my deductible and copay from my insurance. And then we had my dentures, which we had to pay up front, the total amount, which was almost $10,000. And then now we've got Maddie's wedding coming up, which they went and looked at a venue on Thursday or Friday. I can't remember which day. And they found a venue that they want to book for their wedding. And oh my Lord, our wedding's expensive. Now, thankfully, her dad is going to kick in quite a bit. Her dad is going to end up kicking in more than we are because, I mean, we still have a child at home, Nate, that we have to provide for, and everything that, he needs, and we just can't afford what my ex is planning on putting in towards Maddie's wedding. Um, but we still have to kick in and participate in that nonetheless. So I've had to really, really cut back on my crafting budget. But if I didn't have those constraints, I would be like you, Sue. I would not be able to keep it under control. So I think maybe a little bit of what I do with starting so many things is, since I can't buy new stuff, I just want to, like, if I start the things that I have, it almost feels like getting something new. Does that make any sense? Like, I pull it out of the closet and it's like I just got it. I'm like, oh, I could work on this. This is new, So at the retreat, and it was a lot of fun. I haven't done one in a while. I even pulled out one of my old miniatures and worked on a miniature for quite a while at the retreat. Got some progress done on that. So that was fun. And it was a Christmas miniature. So it helped to get me in the spirit, because if any of you craft, and I know a lot of you do craft for Christmas gifts, it's time to get started. It's probably well past time to get started on your crafting that you need to do for Christmas gifts. And I haven't nailed down, now I had a brilliant idea last year, and I made all of the grandma's and my daughter's Christmas tree skirts. And my friend that's like a mom, she got one too. And so did her granddaughter, because she just wanted one. So in total, I made 8 Christmas tree skirts between Thanksgiving and Christmas last year, crocheted. And so that was a brilliant idea for last Christmas, but I haven't come up with anything yet for this Christmas. I think that the Afghan that Mindy and I are going to do for our next crochet along, the Calming Comfort Afghan, I think that one is going to end up being a Christmas gift. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that we'll get it done in time for Christmas. But knowing us, we end up BSing so much that things end up taking a lot longer than they should. So, there's that. But I think that I found some other yarn in my stash that I love the colors of. And I think I might actually do that blanket twice. I think I might make 2 of them at the same time. Because I liked what we did for the crochet along that we're doing right now. I would work ahead, and then I could show everybody what, like, the next week's looked like. And I kind of liked doing that because it gave me kind of a heads up on what was to come as far as in the pattern. So I think I'll do that again, and I'm just going to make the blanket twice in 2 different colors. I didn't talk to Mindy about that yet. I just kind of made that executive decision. You haven't bought for a couple of weeks now, Sue? That's awesome. I'm proud of you. Oh, Joe, you do Gems Flow. I'm so envious of you. I'm so envious of you. I started to do it, but it was just so much work. But I can see the satisfaction that you would get from me being able to look at your whole stash just at the click of a finger. Push of a button, you've got your whole stash there that you can look at. I would like that, because when I do end up, because I have all of my DAC boxes are in, like, the back part of my closet of my crafting room, and sometimes they get buried in there pretty deep. And there have been times when I've been looking for something specific and I'll come across something and I'll say, oh my gosh, I forgot I even had that one, or oh, that was beautiful. I didn't even know I remember I had that. So it would be nice to be able to look at them all in one place. Now, Joe, do you keep track of your finishes on GemsFlow? Do you like take pictures of them and put them in there when you finish something? Because I would like to see that too. Because I do the same thing with my finished diamond paintings, like the ones that I haven't gifted or have hanging up. Um, they're between the mattress and box spring in my guest bedroom, laying flat. And sometimes I am looking for something and I'll be flipping through that stuff and I'll think, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I remember when I did this. This was so much fun, you know. So it would be cool to have them on that app and be able to just browse through and have it to show people too what you've done. Yeah, that's what I would think, Joe. Like it would be a daunting the initial process of getting them all in there would be daunting, but keeping up with it would be, just a maintenance thing and easy enough to do. I just, I'm too busy. I got too much going. Which everybody knows is a lie. I don't have that much. I don't have anything going. Nothing going. Yeah, Jennifer, that's about how I am. I download the app, but that's about how I roll. You missed the decision. Dale was talking. What was our decision? Yeah, Mindy, you probably have forgotten half your stash. Oh my gosh, I just noticed that you changed your thumbnail photo, Mindy. That is so super cute. How did I not notice that before? It's adorable. Oh, I think it'd take you longer than a week to put everything in the app. Jess, you use it too? That's awesome. Yes, Judy, it takes 5 colors. Now they do show on there that Calming Comfort Afghan takes 5 colors. And what they show is 4 solid colors and 1 striped or 1 variegated yarn. And it looked very pretty in the example with that 1 variegated color. But they also showed a version of it in just 1 solid color. So you could do it just in 1 color too. But we liked the way it looked. Mindy and I both liked the way it looked with the 5 colors with the 1 variegated color. I should show you oh, Mindy would like this. Let me show you guys the other yarn I found in my stash that I'm going to find complementing colors to go with. That's going to be my second blanket. Oh, that was the decision, Mindy, is I decided I'm going to make 2 blankets at the same time when we do the Calming Comfort. Oh. You might not like this actually, Mindy. Now that I look at it again, it does have some brown in it, and I know how you feel about brown. But I think this yarn is beautiful. And I forgot I had it. It was on the bottom of my stash. But it's got, isn't that, I think, just rich and pretty with purples and blues and greens and pinks. So I'm going to do something from my stash using this and coordinating colors. And that's going to be my second blanket. Jess, you keep all your finishes logged with photos too? That's awesome. That is so cool. I should look into that again. Oh, okay, Joe. That makes sense. When you mark them as done, it puts them in a separate category. That works. That works. You do like it, Mindy? I didn't think you would like it because it had a little bit of brown in it. Yeah, right. Yeah, Jess, are you for hire? I would hire you to do that, to put all mine in there, GemsFlow. That would be nice. It would be nice to be organized for once. I keep saying okay, so here's what happened. I was working on organizing my craft room. And I did make some progress. Jody can attest to it. She saw pictures. I did make a little bit of progress. Well, then came time for packing for the retreat. And I wasn't feeling 100%, up to my normal, just, because of everything that's been going on. So when I was trying to locate everything that I wanted to pack for the retreat, rather than neatly and tidily going through everything that I needed to find here in my craft room, I just kind of threw things around like a wild banshee. So my craft room is back to being trashed. Um, and then, of course, I got multiple deliveries while I was gone, and Jeff just stacked all those up in here. So I've got to sort through all of those and get those unboxings done and out. But yeah, so I mentioned that hi Brenda, how are you? Jess, that is a great idea. Commit to logging 5 photos or 5 paintings every morning. That's a good idea. If you take it in small, and that's my problem in life, and I do it with everything. I'm a go big or go home kind of girl. And I do, okay, my nickname before it was Craftnado was Angenado, because my name's Angie. Because everything that I do it in to a crazy extent. Like, I don't do anything part way. I don't do anything just a little bit. If I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it 150% at 200 miles per hour speed. And so it was Angenado was my nickname for quite a long time before Craftnado. And then the crafting came along and that changed. Uh, but before that, it was Boil Over Angie because I could never cook in a pot without filling it so high that it would boil over. And so Jeff would call me boy, but I do that in all aspects of my life. So I, while I see the merits of only doing, like saying, okay, I'm gonna get up every day, I'm gonna do 5, I'm gonna put 5 in. I don't think it's something I could stick to. I just, I wish it were. I wish I was different. I do. There are definitely some aspects of my personality I wish that I could improve. On the other hand, I'm of an age where I'm like, I am who I am, and I just gotta kind of accept it, accept myself for who I am because if I worry about trying to be different and be better, I'm just gonna make myself miserable. So I'm a mess, and I'll just accept it. Just a mess. No new starts for me. Jody, you're no fun. You're no fun. I am. I'm going to start that shawl tonight. As soon as I'm done with the live, I'm going to start that new shawl with that green yarn I showed you. It'll be so pretty. It'll be my Christmas shawl. It's a very pretty pattern. It's like lacy. It almost reminds me of, you guys have ever seen those pineapple stitch doilies? Kind of reminds me, it's along those lines, but a little bit different. But that's what it reminds me of. Go big or go home, right, Sue? Exactly. So I was telling you guys about my weekend. So last night I just went along for the ride with Jeff and Nate for a 2-hour drive to Port Huron to go to the haunted. They ended up doing the haunted forest and the haunted castle were the 2 attractions that they chose to do. And they had it set up pretty cool. They had when you got there, you got physical tickets, but it had a QR code on it, and you scan the QR code, and it puts you in a virtual queue for that attraction, and that way you didn't have a bunch of people all standing in line. And it was really nice because, like I said, they had the beer tent. Well, it was like a beer tent slash warming tent. All ages could go in it. And they had a live band playing in there, and that was fun. And they had all the food trucks and everything, and then the movie going. So there was plenty to do to keep you occupied, and you didn't have to, just stand there in a line and be bored. So I went in with them when we first got there, and they were waiting for their first attraction. Then when they went into the haunted forest, I decided that I was going to try to go live. I was going to do a little pop up live. I thought that would be fun to do a little pop up live from the haunted forest, but it didn't work. There was not enough lighting, and it was just because I just had my iPad, and it was just black. You couldn't even see me. So that didn't pan out the way I had hoped it would. So luckily, I did bring a crochet project with me. So I just went and sat in the car and crocheted for 3 hours while I waited for them. And Jeff was like, I can't believe you came and just sat in the car and did that. Wasn't that boring for you? And I was like, I didn't do anything differently sitting there than I would have been doing at home, and then it saved him having to drive both ways. And I realized, last night I realized, not for the first time, but it was another realization that we're turning into our parents, Jeff and I. So neither one of us like driving at night. Neither one of us can see very well to drive at night, even though we both have glasses. Everything's just blurry and glary, and we just don't like driving at night. In fact, we're counting down the days until Nate gets his driver's license, and then he can take us places. But we're turning into our parents in that when he was driving, I was doing this, and then when I was driving, he was doing it. We drive as a team. Driving is now a team event for us, meaning like whoever isn't driving is keeping an eye on the GPS and saying, okay, your turn is coming up. Okay, your turn's going to be after this next light. Okay, the speed limit's going down. The speed limit's reducing up here as we get into this little town. You got to go down to 35. Oh, your exit's coming up. So driving has become a team sport. And I remember, my parents and my grandparents always drove as a team too. And now we're starting to do that. So we're definitely showing our age. I think that's something that you do as you get older. Start to do more things as a team. Takes two of you where it used to just take one. So I just thought that was kind of cute. I think Nate was in the back seat just rolling his eyes, thinking, gosh, get me away from these old people. But it was fun. It was a great time. It was nice to do something with Maddie and Austin because we do get to see Maddie quite a bit because she comes home, pretty regularly. But we don't get to see Austin all that much because he works a lot on the weekends. He's a CT tech at Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit and also at Detroit Children's Hospital. And so he works a lot and he's in 2 bands. And so he's a pretty busy guy. So we don't get to see him as often as we get to see her. So it was nice to spend a little time with Austin too. And he's such a sweet guy. I'm so glad that he gets to be my son-in-law because I just love him. I couldn't think of anybody better for her. Oh no, Mindy, is Dale's finger still bleeding? You know what? I know that you say there's nothing there to stitch, but you might need to go have that looked at. They might be able to, I don't know, maybe pull some skin from somewhere else to stitch it over. If it won't stop bleeding, that doesn't sound good at all. He's got to do something about that. I don't know. I'm not a medical professional and I don't play when I'm on TV. But that doesn't sound good. That was how many hours ago now and it's still bleeding. That doesn't sound good at all. He's a trooper too. He was just chit-chatting and laughing right through it. If that was me, I would have been passed out on the floor. Blood freaks me out. Oh, glue. That's not a bad... Yeah, that must hurt. Ugh. Yeah, he might have nicked a tiny vein, right, Joss? Okay, so I told you I went out twice in 2 days, and I'm exhausted. I'm spent. I'm spent. So my other thing that I did was we took my granddaughters today to Johnson's Giant Pumpkin Farm, which is a pumpkin farm here in, well, it's close. It's near it's in Indian Town, which is just a couple little cities over. Um, and they had, of course, they had a corn maze. And of course, the corn maze is right near the parking lot, and that's the first thing that the girls see. My granddaughters are now 5 and 3. That's the first thing. I'm looking for a symbol right now. If you wonder, oh, there it is. If it was any closer, it would have bit me in the face. Um, so the girls are now 5 and 3, and this is the third time we've taken them to the pumpkin farm. We missed last year. I don't remember why, but we didn't go last year. But we went the 2 years prior to that. So the first thing they see is the corn maze, and they've got to go in the corn maze. Now, I hate to be like this, but the corn maze was $6 a person. Thankfully, they didn't charge for children 4 and under, so suddenly Marie became 4 years old again. Because I'm sorry, but I wasn't going to pay $18 for the 4 of us to walk through a corn maze. I just thought that was ridiculous. So we cheated. You can turn me in. Marie became 4 again. She just turned 5 last month, so we were close. And they gave us this little map that showed you the route to take on the corn maze. Now it was very elaborate maze, whereas if you viewed it from above, it said Johnson's Pumpkins, and then it had a big windmill on it with all the fans coming out from the windmill, and like a crisscrossed base to the windmill that was all cut into the corn, and then it had a big pumpkin, and then it had a tractor all cut into the corn, and there was only one way through all of that to get back to the exit. Everything else was a dead end. So if it had been like, say, Jeff and I and Nate, we probably would have sat there and looked at the map and been like, okay, yeah, here we go this way, here we go right, here we go left, and we would have had no problems at all. But being with the little girls, they were just too excited, and they just took off running, right? Now, this is the first time I had been really out of the house and doing anything of any kind of physical nature since before my surgery. So, I was doing my best to try to keep up with them, and they were just going crazy this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way. So we get to the back of this field, right? And all of a sudden we come upon the edge of the field, and it was an emergency exit. Now, we had been walking forever. We had to be at the farthest reach of the field. And all of a sudden, Marie starts crying. My oldest granddaughter starts crying. I don't want to be in here anymore. I want to be done. I don't want to be in here anymore. I'm like, well, honey, it was your decisions that got us here. We got to go walk out. So it was like an emergency exit that you could walk out into the field and then walk around the field to get back, to where you first started. So I asked her, I'm like, okay, we can go back through the maze part, or we can walk in the edge of the field. Walk in the edge of the field. That was the decision. So we take off walking around the edge of the field, and after about 5 minutes, literally, maybe not even that long, Marie starts crying, I don't want to do this. I want to go back in the corn. I want to go back in the maze. Ah! So, oh my gosh. So there was another emergency exit that we used as a non-emergency entrance and went back into the maze. We're back into the maze for no longer than a couple minutes. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to be out of here. So we backtracked and went back out the emergency exit, and ended up walking around the field to get out. Then it was really kind of cute, and I wish we would have seen this first. instead of having a corn maze, that was really elaborate and probably more designed for adults than kids, they had a soybean maze. So soybeans grow to be about, I don't know, 3 feet tall. So the soybean maze was made just for the little kids, and because they were taller than them, they could see over it and they could see where they were going. So the girls went in the soybean maze and they had a blast. They loved that. They ran around like crazy heads through the soybean maze. Then after that, we went and they had animals that you could feed, farm animals. They had goats and they had all kinds of animals. So we went and fed all the animals. And then they had a train that wasn't really a train. What it was they took a garden tractor and they took old 55-gallon plastic drums and cut out a opening in the top of it, not in the top length tall wise, but in the top lengthwise, and then put an axle and tires on the bottom of it and made a seat inside, and those were the train cars. And so then they trailered them up together. They had about 20 of these suckers attached to the lawn tractor, the garden tractor. And so each kid got to sit in their own little train car, and they tooled around the farm in this little train. And the girls, they thought that was just the coolest. They loved that. They had a blast with that. So we did that, and then of course we got cider and donuts, and they had a guy sitting there playing the guitar, and that was really neat because the weather was beautiful. And then what else did we do? We did not get any pumpkins because my mom grows pumpkins, and so we already had pumpkins from my mom's garden. So we didn't buy any pumpkins. But it was a fun day. It was really nice. And then my daughter had some Halloween parties. She had 2 Halloween parties to go to today. So the girls were going to be going over to my dad's for a sleepover to spend the night. So after the pumpkin farm, we drove the girls out to my dad's, and they both fell promptly asleep after all that running around in the corn maze and the soybean maze. They were pooped right out. Ooh, Linda, synthetic skin, yeah. I agree, Brenda. He should go get it checked. But it was a fun day. It was nice to get out of the house. It really was. It was really nice to get out of the house. Of course, it was also really nice coming back to the house. I'm a homebody. I like to be home. So even though it was fun to get out, I was very, very happy to see my recliner when I got home. And I needed a nap. I took a nice little nap before Mindy's live. Woke up just in time, and I didn't set an alarm or anything. It just worked out perfect. Worked out just perfect. Now I'm just rambling. What are you guys up to? What's everybody working on? You guys diamond painting? Are you cleaning? Are you just hanging out? What are you working on? Is anybody working on a big, bold, and beautiful canvas? Mindy showed a lot of them in her live, the progress. Even if you're not participating and you'd like to see what everybody else is working on, feel free to go over to Instagram and put in the hashtag Big Bold Beautiful DP, and you can take a look at what everybody else is working on. It's really magnificent to see all the different big diamond paintings. There are really a lot more of them out there than I thought there were. I didn't realize that the one from DAC, the Krabby Patty, the SpongeBob one, I didn't realize that was as big as it is. But somebody's working on that. Mindy was talking about it too, the one with the bluebird, what is it, the bluebird in the mailbox? That's not what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but that one's absolutely stunningly gorgeous. And I'm shocked. You guys are not going to believe this. Now this was as of maybe 4 days ago, so this might have changed since then. But as of about 4 days ago, we had at least 2 people who had posted that they had finished their big, bold, and beautiful diamond painting. So that's impressive. To do a 95 by 70. I think one of them was done on day 9. So day 9 days to do a diamond painting that big, that is impressive. That's some speed diamond painting right there. I'm always shocked at how fast a lot of you guys can get things done because I am just not that fast. Not that fast. Probably because I miss symbols. I'm looking here at symbols I already did and I'm seeing ones I missed. I've got to go back so many times. Oh, Sue, I bet you are tired after the grandkids day, and then you got to get up and do it all again tomorrow. Yeesh, that's a busy weekend, and you got driving on top of that to do to get to them. Jess is doing Halloween cat, love it. Jody, you're still working on dragon mask. You should be getting done with that pretty soon. You last time I saw your progress on it, you were pretty close to being finished. Catherine's doing Some Enchanted Evening. I am not a huge Spangler fan. Like, I'm not someone who has to have everything. I do have a few Spanglers. I'm not someone who has to have everything he puts out. But I wanted that Some Enchanted Evening so bad. I just thought that one was so pretty. Last time I looked, it was still available, and I still haven't pulled the trigger and gotten it. I don't know if it's available anymore. Like, it's been a while since I looked. But I love that one. I think it's so pretty. And I don't know, are there any dragon? Because I'm not a thing. I don't know how much I absolutely am in love with the dragonlings. But are there even any dragonlings in that one? If there are, they're subtle. They're not, front and center in the painting. I just think that castle is just gorgeous. Lisa's working on An Evening Stroll by Deborah Malcolm. I love Deborah Malcolm. I like her stuff. You did 3 hours on your big, bold, beautiful canvas. Jess did. Confetti is intense. Jess, are you doing, are you the one are you doing Spirit of Flight? Or what one are you doing? I can't think of it off the top of my head. Or I can't remember. Oh, Brenda, you're so funny. Somebody's going to have to finish yours when you die. Ooh, Linda, that sounds beautiful. A Celtic mandala throw. You should post a picture of that somewhere for Jody to see. Jody loves Celtic stuff. That sounds really pretty. I love mandalas. Linda, if you don't mind my asking, where did you get the pattern for that? Or what's the pattern for it? I might have to check that out. Becca, you're on the right track, working on Christmas gifts. Perfect. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Yeah, Brenda, I'm the same way. I have to take breaks and work on other things. This diamond painting right here, I can sit and, barring physical restraints, I could sit and work on this for 10 hours. I love this diamond painting so much. I'm going to be so sad when it's over because I've had such an enjoyable time working on it. And that's all. I poured all those drills in the tray for just that many. I thought there were more of those than that. Guess not. Yep, I'm getting down to the colors where there aren't that many in the section. A lot of times what I do when I get down to where there's not very many colors left, I don't even pour them in my tray. I just pick them right out of the container and stick them on the canvas. I'm looking for this one symbol and I can't seem to find it. Out of 250 symbols, I can't say that I'm embarrassed about that because it's easy to do, but I can't find it anywhere. I don't know why I'm having such a problem. Ah, there it is. It was hiding. It was hiding behind my iPad. There it is. There it is. Oh, your daughter's going to pick you up tomorrow, Sue? That's awesome. Oh, Lisa, halfway point of Seize the Day. Chuck Long. Awesome. Brenda, that's cool to get diamond paintings at an estate sale. That's probably what's going to end up with mine. Oh, healthy I'm not. Is that okay? I wondered. I saw that, Jess, your pictures, and I knew it was a Josephine wall, but I couldn't place what painting it was. It's looking beautiful. It's looking really nice. Bonnie Bay Crochet. I am going to put that in my. I'm going to look at that right now because I'm still, I'm still uh, not. I know that Jody kind of picked a pattern for her blanket, but I'm still not 100% sold on it. So I might check that out. What did it? Okay, Bonnie Bay Crochet. Bonnie Bay Crochet. And I'm going to just subscribe. Okay. Ooh, pretty. Oh, I think I did do one of her. I think I did that Orlaith robe sweater. I did that pattern a couple years ago. And I'm probably not saying that correctly. Oh, I think I see. Oh, I see one. Cable is so hard to do. For me, cables are hard to do in crochet. Not my favorite. Judy, you're doing Phoenix from Diamond Painting Deutschland, J Wall? Awesome. Oh, man. 2 centimeters short for the event. That sucks. Hi, Mary Lou. How are you? Oh, Lisa, that doesn't sound any good. Darn it. Jennifer, you're working on a throw from Bonnie Bay also? Cool. Yeah, Jess, I hear you. When you get something new, you gotta do it. You've gotta do it. That's my problem. That's why I have more than 50 whips, because I get something new and I'm just like a one of those dogs that gets sidetracked and can't pay attention. I'm like, ooh, shiny, ooh, new, ooh. That one must not be, because I don't remember seeing that on their site. But of course, I narrowed down my search to only see round drills, because I really, really like their round drills for their Josephine walls. I don't remember seeing that one. I'm gonna have to look it up and see what it looks like. Because I think I'm gonna get the next Diamond Painting Deutschland I'm gonna get is from Josephine Wall is called, oh goodness, now I'm not gonna remember what it's called. Something in the stars. No, something to the Fly Me to the Moon. Fly Me to the Moon. Yes, I think that. Yeah, Fly Me to the Moon. I went back and forth between trying to decide between a few of them, and that's the one I decided on. But of course, that's going to have to wait until after Christmas, just because of finances, and gotta put other things into priority right now. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that. The first time I've actually not waited until the last minute and said, "Oh shit, Christmas is next week. I gotta get stuff." So I'm pretty proud of myself that I'm trying to budget in advance. Because usually I'm more of a reactionary person than a proactionary person. I wait till the last minute and then say, "Oh shit." Hi V, how are you doing? Yes, Jess, that's it. Doorway to the Stars. Yes. I know, Jody, you better do it too. You better get yourself one. I want you to. I really want you to do it. I think that everybody should. I mean, you don't. It doesn't necessarily have to be a Josephine Wall, but I think everybody should experience one of these diamond paintings that has over 200 colors. They're really, really fun. It's been the most fun diamond painting I've ever worked on. Absolutely love it. And I think it's because I get distracted so easily. Um, Being that it has so many colors, it kind of holds my attention a little bit, a little bit better. But see, I did it again. I poured all these drills in my tray, and I didn't need but a few of them. Ay ay ay. Oh, Jess, you did Doorway to the Stars? Cool. I love the colors in it. Are so beautiful. It's a 100 by 100. Wow. Yes. Yes. Lots of blues. Yes, it is dark. Hi, Lisetta. How are you? Oh, yeah. That landscape one I have is absolutely gorgeous, isn't it, Jody? Mindy, you like the wisteria one? That one's very pretty, too. I think that would be a lot of fun. Yeah, I don't know. I have the tube right here. I can show you the one Jody's talking about. See, my craft room might be a mess, but I've got everything at my fingertips when I want to show you guys something. So, I don't know how well you can see that, but that's what that Diamond Painting Deutschland one looks like. This one has 180 colors, and it's 112 by 61 centimeters, and it's called Erbstwald, which I don't speak German, and I'm probably pronouncing that incorrectly, but that's what it is. And it's absolutely gorgeous. And that's the one that's going to go on the wall in my back family room when it's finished. Ooh, only 1.5 rows left, Chuck. Cool. Or on your Chuck, huh, V? That's awesome. Almost done now. Yes, Jody, it is rounds. It is rounds, and it's so pretty. I love it. You know, the other thing that they have of non-J Wall, Mindy, but I don't know that you would be that into it, is they have a lot of NASA images, like from space, and some of them are actually quite breathtakingly beautiful. Because I was thinking about doing one of them for Nate for his little game room, because he's kind of, for a while he was into like ships. Well, he still is into ships, but not so much pirate ships anymore. More just like, you know, ship piratey type ships. And so he's got hanging in there right now. Oh, what's that DAC ship? It's an older one. Why can't I think of the name of it? I did it so long ago, too. The name is failing me. I can't believe I can't remember the name of it. But it's a lot of dark blues. It's very dark blue. But he's got that one hanging in there right now. But he's been getting more into space type stuff. So I was thinking about getting that one of those NASA images for him for his game room. Judy, yes, I know you sent that picture to me. I agree. It's the most beautiful diamond painting I have ever seen. Hands down. That one I just showed you. It absolutely, I have started it. I do have not very much done, but a little bit done. I've got enough of it done to know that it's going to be absolutely stunning. And then of course I saw your pictures of yours completed, and it's just so pretty. Oh, we got a troll. I don't know how to... Cloud Runner, that's what it was. Yes, Sue, Cloud Runner. Yep, that's exactly the one. Not Majestic Ship. I love Majestic Ship. That one's cool too. That's one of my whips. I don't have very much finished on that one. That's a biggie. That one's a big guy. That probably would have qualified for the event too. Hi, Koala Crafts. How are you? Mindy, that one I just showed is called Herbstwald. Herbstwald. And it's going to look great hanging in my back room. It's like just got all the right colors and the right tone for the mood of the room and everything. It's going to be perfect. Perfect. And I think I will work on that one as my next big one after I get this one finished. Like I said, it's not a new start, Jody, so you can't get mad at me. I already have it all kitted up and started already. So not a new start. It's a whip. I just haven't worked on it in a very long time. In fact, it gives me even more incentive to want to get this one done because it's got such a nice fall feel to it that it'd be really nice to work on it at this time of year. The other thing, my other goal, and I don't have any reason to do this other than that I want it done. My other goal for diamond painting for the rest of this year is I would really, really, really love to finish Christmas Morning from DAC. I fell in love with that diamond painting the moment it came out, and I wanted it so badly, and it was sold out for so long. And then when it did come back in stock, I missed the notification. I missed out on it twice on a restock. And then finally it came back in stock, and I was quick enough that I was able to get it last year. Was it last year? Maybe a year and a half ago. Well, I don't know. Time flies. Might have been last year. But I would love to get that finished for this Christmas. I think somebody's working on that for the event. I've seen them posting their progress pictures of that for the event. Love that picture. But again, getting close to Christmas with crafting stuff that I work on and tends to become gift type stuff. Oh gosh, you guys, I really must be feeling better. Thank you, Sue, for taking care of that. I must be feeling better because I didn't even realize how late it was getting to be. I've been chitter-chatting forever, and I'm not even feeling sore or anything. So, but I don't want to hold on to you guys all night. I know you probably have better things to do. Yes, Herbst, Herbst. Exactly that. I'll send you the I'll see if I can find a link, Mindy, after I'm done and send it to you if you can't find it. I know when I was on there the other day I saw it. But I should probably let you folks go. It's getting a little bit on the later side, and oh man, it's sold out. That sucks. Dang. Oh, Carolyn, that's awesome. The drills were for the ball kit, though, and they let you keep the canvas instead of the correct kit. Awesome. Yeah, oh, Carolyn, you're the one doing Christmas Morning. Awesome. I know I've been keeping up with your progress pictures, and it's really looking amazing. I fell in love with that one immediately, and yeah, so happy that I have it, but really wish I would have gotten it finished. But like I said, I always, when it gets close to the holidays, I tend to focus my crafting on gifts rather than on things for myself. And that is one that I will never gift. If you ever hear me say, I'm making this for so and so, just slap my hand and tell me no. Because that one I want for myself. And I don't do that very often with very many things, but that's one of them that I really want to keep for myself. All right, you guys, I am going to hang up this phone. I always say that when I'm done. I'm going to hang up this phone now. But I'm going to let you guys go. I hope that you guys all have an amazing rest of your weekend. And I hope that you are safe and having fun and all that good stuff. And I will see you all in my next video. Don't forget, I will be doing my whip and chat and choosing the winner for my giveaway on Wednesday. So if you are participating in the event and you still haven't commented on my whip and chat from this past Wednesday, make sure that you do that so that you can be entered for my prize that I'll be giving away on Wednesday. And don't forget to get all those canvases ready for November, starting in only 9 days. Woohoo! All right. Ooh, matching pillows to the tree skirts. Jody, you might be onto something there. Yeah, you might be on it. That might be a great idea. I like it. All right. Thanks. All right. Good night, you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.